Have you ever found yourself sitting in, like, one of those mind-numbing afternoon meetings?
Oh, absolutely. The absolute worst.
Right. Like, you know the ones, the fluorescent lights are just humming above you,
Yeah.
and someone is reading directly off a PowerPoint slide that they clearly just wrote, like, 10 minutes ago?
Word for word, just reading the screen.
Exactly. And you are just sitting there, staring at your lukewarm coffee, thinking to yourself, this absolutely could have been an email.
It is the universal feeling of modern dread, honestly.
We have all been there. But
Yeah.
what if I told you that someone took that exact, highly specific feeling of corporate burnout and actually turned it into a massive, high-energy Eurovision dance track?
I mean, it sounds like a joke, but it is very real.
It is. Welcome to the deep dive. Today we are looking ahead to Vienna in May 2026.
Which is approaching so fast.
So fast. And I've been digging through all these translated lyrics, tracking early betting odds, reading up on artist bios, just trying to figure out why Armenia's highly anticipated entry for the Eurovision Song Contest is causing such a massive stir. And this is before anyone has even set foot on a stage.
It is a phenomenal case study in pop music psychology, really. Yeah. And the mission for this deep dive is to look at how a song completely subverts what we have, come to expect from this contest.
Because usually it's very different.
Right. When you think of Eurovision, your brain naturally goes to sweeping ballads about world peace or maybe highly dramatic wind machine anthems about heartbreak.
Oh, the wind machines are mandatory?
Obviously. But today, we are charting a totally different course. We're going to explore the brilliantly relatable lyrics of this track, which is called Paloma Rumba.
Such a great title.
It is. And we'll dissect the deeply ironic backstory of the artist, a guy named Simón. And then, we are going to dive into the cold, hard data.
For number.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We need to look at how his current betting odds stack up against the rest of what is, honestly, a very competitive European field this year. And, why those numbers might actually be deceiving us.
I am so glad you mentioned subverting expectations because we really have to start with the song itself.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Paloma Rumba is just a stark departure from the typical Eurovision formula. It's 3 minutes and 39 seconds long and performed entirely in English.
Right.
And it just dives straight into the deep end of the 9-to-5 grind.
Okay, let's unpack this. The lyrics are almost uncomfortably relatable.
They really hit close to home.
They do. It starts off by painting this visceral picture of utter monotony. Like he sings, same old place, familiar faces, copy-paste my days.
Copy-paste my days. Just brutal.
Right. And then he talks about putting on a smile and doing one last round of kissing the ground.
Wow.
It's the anthem of someone who isn't just, tired. They are fundamentally done playing the corporate game. The mechanism driving that opening verse is just pure tension building. Like the songwriting team doesn't start with a huge dance beat right away.
They hold off.
Yeah, they start with a mundane. The lyrics transition from this suffocating feeling of being trapped. He literally says he's stuck on a wage.
Yeah, and feels like a machine or a robot just playing a part.
Exactly. It moves from that to this explosive need for catharsis. It just builds and builds until he finally declares, I don't want to talk about numbers all day long.
Yes.
And then he hits the listener with, honestly, the ultimate modern-day resignation line.
Oh, I know the one.
This meeting could have been an email. Free coffee won't keep me here, man.
That free coffee line gets me every single time. It is such a specific, petty corporate grievance.
But so real.
So real. And hearing it belted out over a heavy dance beat is just wild.
It really is.
Like, we've all seen this cultural phenomenon recently that people call quiet quitting.
Oh, yeah. Doing the bare minimum to just get by without actually resigning.
Exactly. But this song is the exact opposite of that. This is loud quitting with a Latin beat.
That's a great way to put it.
He's literally yelling, delete my number, burn the phone, and choosing to finally dance and steal the show like a pro. It is just pure, unadulterated escapism.
It is. And we really have to look at the mechanics of why that escapism works so well musically.
Okay, lay it on me.
Well, the track takes the everyday gray reality of modern office life and slams it right up against the vibrant, colorful instrumentation of the rumba.
It's a huge contrast.
A massive contrast. And that juxtaposition isn't an accident. It is highly engineered. When you look at the sources to see who actually wrote this track, the brilliance starts to make a lot of sense.
Who's on the team?
The songwriting team includes Lilith Novosorian, David Sarunyan, Eva Voskanian, and crucially, Rosa Linn.
Wait, Rosa Linn, like she represented Armenia back in 2022, right? With the song Snap?
The very same.
That song ended up taking over the entire internet. I heard it everywhere.
It became a massive global phenomenon, largely because of how it exploded on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram.
Right.
So having someone like Rosa Linn on the writing team is an incredible asset for Armenia this year. Her team really knows how to craft a viral, globally resonant earworm.
They know the formula.
They understand the underlying mechanics of what makes a melody stick in someone's head completely across different languages and cultural barriers.
Because that's the real challenge at Eurovision.
Exactly. They know that to win over an audience of, 200 million people?
Nothing crazy like that, yeah.
You need a hook that provides an emotional release valve. And they've explicitly engineered Paloma Rumba to be that release valve for anyone, anywhere, who has ever wanted to just walk out of a bad job and start dancing.
Man, if Paloma Rumba is this ultimate manifesto against the corporate machine, I honestly initially assumed the artist delivering it was some, lifelong punk rocker.
Right, someone who's always been on the fringe.
Yeah. Or some bohemian who never worked a desk job in his life. But looking at the sources, his actual background is arguably the most fascinating part of this whole entry.
It is incredibly ironic.
So the artist's stage name is Simon, but I want to look at his real life. Here's where it gets really interesting. He actually comes from a family of doctors, and he formally studied economics at university.
Yep.
Am I reading this right? A guy who went to school for economics is now going on a global stage to explicitly yell, "I don't want to talk about numbers all day long."
You are reading it perfectly. It's hilarious, but it's true. His real name is Simon Hovhannisyan. He was born on August 9th, 1994, in Hovhannisyan, Armenia.
Okay.
And like you said, the irony of his background is just palpable. He literally lived the narrative arc of his own song.
That is wild.
He was entirely on the track to work with numbers, spreadsheets, economic forecasts.
The whole 9 yards.
Yeah, and he actively chose not to pursue that field professionally. He pivoted away from the expected secure path to choose music and dance instead.
I feel like that changes the entire emotional gravity of the song.
Oh, completely.
It's not just a bouncy pop track anymore. It's like he's singing about his own alternate timeline. Like, if he hadn't made that pivot, he'd be the guy stuck in the mind-numbing meeting.
Exactly. It provides a massive layer of authenticity to the whole performance. When he sings about being treated like a robot and wanting to break free, he actually knows what it means to step away from a conventional career to pursue the stage.
He lived it.
He did. And his specific type of stage experience is going to be a major factor when we get to Vienna. Our sources note that he performs at a venue called Kobe Yerevan, right in the Armenian capital.
What kind of venue is that?
It is a dinner show and nightclub venue, so it features live stage shows for the guests while they eat and drink.
Oh, wow. Which seems like an incredibly tough gig.
It is not easy.
It's like training with weights on. I mean, if you can make a guy put down his steak and his cocktail, stop talking to his friends, and actually pay attention to you in a noisy nightclub, commanding a captive audience in a silent arena is going to feel like an absolute breeze.
That is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Performing live dinner theater requires a ruthless level of charisma.
You have to win them over.
Right, you have to cut through all the distractions. That environment builds incredible stage presence, which perfectly equips him to deliver the high-energy, performative demands of a song like Paloma Rumba.
Because it's a big song.
It is. He isn't just a studio singer. The sources specifically refer to him as a singer and a dancer.
Okay, a double threat.
But, his path to the Eurovision stage in 2026 was actually quite turbulent. It wasn't a straight line.
Let's talk about that, because the sources detail a pretty brutal heartbreak just last year, back in 2025.
Yeah, it was a close call.
He competed in Armenia's national selection show, which is called DP Evdra Tesel, with a song called I Papare Bai.
Right.
And he got so close to the prize.
He really did. And to understand why he lost, we need to briefly look at how Eurovision and its national selections are typically scored.
It's a bit complicated.
It is. The scoring is usually split 50-50.
Mm.
Half the points come from regular people watching at home. That's the televote.
Right.
The other half comes from sequestered rooms of music industry professionals, which are the juries.
And they do not always agree.
Hardly ever.
Eh.
These two groups evaluate music very differently. Juries are looking for technical vocal perfection, complex composition, staging accuracy.
And the public.
Televoters usually just vote for how a song makes them feel in the moment. It's an emotional reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2025, Simón actually won both the Armenian jury vote and the international jury vote.
Wow. So the music professionals believed he was absolutely the best,
They did.
but the people watching at home didn't agree. He ended up finishing 4th in the televote.
It was a huge drop.
Yeah, and that dragged his combined score down to 2nd place overall. So he ended up losing the ticket to Eurovision to an artist named Parg, who had the song Survivor.
Yeah.
I have to imagine winning the professional vote but getting blocked by the public is a really tough pill to swallow.
It can completely derail an artist's confidence. I mean, you're told you're technically the best, but the audience didn't connect.
Exactly.
But if we analyze the timeline, that narrow loss clearly fueled a massive comeback for him.
He didn't quit.
Not at all. Instead of giving up, he kept working, and it culminated in the Armenian broadcaster, AMP-TV, deciding they didn't even need a public selection show this year.
Oh, they just bypassed the whole process.
Yep. They selected him internally for 2026. They announced him on March 11, and his domestic momentum is peaking at the perfect time right now.
Really? What happened recently?
Just 2 days ago, on March 29th, 2026, he won Revelation of the Year at the Kaiser Armenian Music Awards.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Yeah. So he is arriving in Vienna, completely validated, hungry, and honestly ready to prove those televoters wrong.
So we have the perfect storm here, an incredibly relatable anthem written by proven hitmakers, performed by a highly theatrical artist whose actual life story mirrors the lyrics.
It's a great package.
But, as we know, Eurovision is a brutal mathematical battlefield.
Always.
I am looking at the betting odds for Vienna, and I am frankly baffled. Let's set the stage real quick. The contest is at the Wiener Stadthalle in Vienna, Austria.
At a great venue.
Yeah, and Armenia is competing in the first half of semifinal 2 on May 14.
Before we look at the 2026 odds, consider Armenia's historical baseline, because they have a phenomenal track record at this contest.
They really do.
Since debuting back in 2006, they have participated 17 times, and they have qualified for the grand final an impressive 14 times.
14 out of 17 is an amazing ratio.
It really is. They know how to stage a song to get out of the semifinals. They've secured 8 top 10 finishes, and they peaked with 2 fourth-place records in 2008 and 2014.
Okay.
So statistically speaking, betting against Armenia qualifying is usually a very bad mathematical move.
Well, the bookmakers are apparently making that exact move right now.
Are they?
Yeah. In semifinal 2, the bookies are heavily favoring Denmark to win the heat.
Oh, interesting.
The Danish artist is Søren Torpegaard Lund with the song Før vi går hjem, and they are giving him a 35% chance of winning that semifinal.
35% is high.
Very high. Meanwhile, Armenia is currently sitting way down in 9th place in those semifinal odds, with just a 2% chance of winning the heat.
Wow. Just 2%.
Just 2. And when you zoom out to the overall winner odds for the entire contest, Finland is the heavy favorite right now at 28%.
Ah, right. Linda Lampenius and Pete Parkkonen.
Exactly, with Likenheiten. But Armenia, they are ranked 22nd overall, with barely a 1% chance to win it all.
The split voting odds are even more telling of the current market sentiment, honestly.
What are they saying?
Well, the bookies are projecting Australia's Delta Goodrum with Eclipse to win the jury vote. They're likely banking on a powerhouse, technically flawless vocal performance from her.
That makes sense for the juries.
Right. And meanwhile, Israel's Noam Beton with Michelle is favored to win the televote, which suggests they expect a highly emotional or energetic connection with the public.
See, I have to challenge this data.
Go for it.
If Paloma Rumba is so catchy, if Rosa Linn's team wrote it, and if it carries this incredibly universal message about free coffee and horrible meetings, why are the bookies keeping Armenia down in 22nd place overall?
It's a fair question.
Are early Eurovision bettors just cold, calculating machines completely immune to the charm of a corporate revolt?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, we really have to understand the specific psychology of early Eurovision betting markets.
Which is?
Bettors in March and April are not looking at the final product. They are looking at studio audio tracks and music videos.
Oh, so they haven't seen the actual staging yet.
Exactly. Engaging, relatable lyrics don't automatically translate to early betting favoritism. Early money overwhelmingly flows toward historical biases like Sweden or Italy, or toward highly dramatic, serious vocal performances that basically scream jury winner, like Australia.
Yeah. So it's a bias toward the traditional.
Yes. A fun, relatable dance track about an office job gets underestimated right now
Yeah.
because it doesn't fit the pretentious mold of a traditional Eurovision masterpiece.
So it's like judging a movie's Oscar chances by just reading the script without ever seeing the actors actually perform it on screen.
That is exactly what it is.
It's almost too normal, you know? Too grounded in our actual reality for the early betters to take a massive swing on it.
That is the exact blind spot of the bookies. And it is why you cannot discount the live performance factor.
The stage show changes everything.
It does. The current 2% semifinal odds are just a placeholder. Simon is a dinner theater showman.
Right, he knows how to work a room.
Once the rehearsals start in Vienna in early May, and the international press actually sees the live staging, the choreography, the energy, the visual representation of quitting a soul-crushing job to just dance those numbers, are going to shift violently.
You really think so?
Oh, definitely. A brilliant staging concept can flip the odds overnight. And like we said, Armenia has a 14 for 17 track record of getting the staging right.
To truly understand what Simon is up against and why defying these odds is totally possible, we need to look at what actually wins Eurovision.
Let's do it.
Because looking at our sources, conventional music industry wisdom usually goes to Eurovision to die.
It really does. It's a completely different universe.
It is. Let's look at brevity, for example.
Yeah.
You would normally think a winning song needs deep, poetic verses and a complex structure.
Right. A lot of lyrical content.
Yet in 1995, Norway won the entire contest with a song called Nocturne that contained exactly 24 words.
24 words.
24, the whole song.
And the mechanism behind that win was pure atmospheric dominance. They didn't need lyrics because the long violin solos evoked a feeling that completely transcended language.
Wow.
On the flip side, being a certified pop music legend guarantees you absolutely nothing at this contest.
Oh yeah, our sources have a great example of this.
We all know ABBA won the contest in 1974 with Waterloo, but our sources remind us of a stunning piece of trivia. The United Kingdom jury famously gave 0 points to ABBA that year.
0.
0 points to ABBA.
That is just unbelievable. It just proves that juries can be wildly out of touch with what the public actually wants to listen to.
Completely. The UK juries in 1974 heavily favored traditional ballads. They likely viewed Waterloo as unrefined pop fluff.
And they couldn't have been more wrong.
Nope. And then you have the spectacle factor, which often overrides the music entirely.
Oh, the gimmicks.
Right. In 1981, the UK act Bucks Fizz won the contest, largely because they stunned viewers by ripping away their skirts to reveal shorter skirts underneath mid-song.
The famous skirt rip.
Yes. It was such a massive cultural moment that within 48 hours, the material Velcro had completely sold out across the entire UK.
Velcro. They caused a nationwide supply chain shortage with a dance move.
It's the power of Eurovision.
That is insane. And even when you bring a technically perfect song and score huge points, you don't always win.
No, the math is weird.
The sources show that in 2015, Russia's entry, A Million Voices, scored over 300 points, which is an astronomical, mathematically massive score.
It is.
And it still didn't win the contest.
Someone else just scored higher.
Exactly. It just shows how chaotic and unpredictable the scoring ecosystem is. Eurovision is like the world's most intense, high-stakes musical potluck.
I love that analogy.
You can't just bring another potato salad no matter how good your family's potato salad recipe is. You have to bring a dish no one else even thought of bringing to the party.
What's fascinating here is how Simon is leveraging that exact potato salad principle.
How so?
Well, when we synthesize all this Eurovision trivia from ABA's 0 points to Bucks Fizz's Velcro, the clear through line is that the contest heavily rewards the memorable and the highly specific.
You have to stand out.
Exactly. You don't win by being vaguely pleasant. You win by demanding attention. By bringing a song about the universal gritty frustration of modern office life to a stage that is normally reserved for abstract, sweeping concepts of European unity and grand romance, Simon is attempting to create his own Velcro skirt moment.
He's betting that the audience is tired of the abstract.
Completely.
So I want to ask you, the listener, what stands out to you? When the televote opens in May, would you pick up your phone and vote for a song about your own 9-to-5 burnout?
That's a good question.
Does seeing your own daily, mundane frustrations reflected on a glamorous, multi-million-dollar stage make you want to cheer? Or do you prefer the traditional Eurovision escapism of love, loss, and, well, wind machines?
It is a massive swing for Armenia. He is betting that pointing a mirror at the audience's exhaustion will be more cathartic than singing about a broken hut.
It really is a bold move. And as we wrap up this deep dive, it's just amazing to look back at the journey we've just taken.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We started with the incredibly relatable anti-corporate lyrics of Paloma Rumba, a song that literally screams what we all think during a bad PowerPoint presentation.
This could have been an email.
Yes. We unpacked Simon's beautifully ironic background, abandoning a university economics degree to become a dinner theater dancer who refuses to talk about numbers.
The irony is just perfect.
And we've looked at the uphill mathematical battle he faces in the early betting odds for Vienna 2026, and why the bookies might be severely underestimating the power of a good live staging.
Never underestimate the staging.
So what does this all mean? It means that the next time you are sitting under those humming fluorescent lights and a manager offers you free coffee as an excuse for keeping you in a terrible, pointless meeting, you need to channel your inner Simón.
Absolutely.
You don't necessarily have to burn your phone, but maybe just put on a smile, step outside, and do a little rumba.
I think we could all use a little more rumba in our work week.
Honestly, same.
And I will leave you with one final thought to ponder. We have seen Eurovision songs tackle grand, sweeping themes for 70 years. Peace, unity, historical trauma.
Big stuff.
Very big.
But if Paloma Rumba actually manages to strike a real chord across the continent in Vienna, could this signal a fundamental shift in pop music?
Oh, that's interesting.
Are we entering an era where the future of global music isn't about grand romantic gestures, but rather finding joy and communal catharsis in complaining about the hyper-specific, mundane frustrations of our daily lives, all set to a heavy dance beat? That is a brilliant question to leave off on. A massive thank you to you, the listener, for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for listening.
Whether you're listening on your commute or actively avoiding a spreadsheet at your desk right now, we appreciate you. We'll see you next time. And remember, this meeting absolutely could have been an email.